guys, I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber for Kyuujin Cosplay, and today we are back at the guys with Fate Zero Season 2, Episode 2.
Last episode, Ryunosuke died. Finally.
Now
we need
just
to deal with
Caster, yeah.
Yeah. Kiritsugu's the one that killed him, and then he was supposed to move on to his next target, but he's like, we need to take care of that monster because it's gonna be a problem. He, according to what he's, analyzing and stuff, Saber would be the one to take him down. But for that to happen, she needs to be healed. So he said, that leads to killing Lancer. But then he said something about, let's have them prove that chivalry they keep talking about. So I wonder how he's gonna do it.
Because if chivalry is still a thing, Lancer would have to sacrifice himself for the greater good. Yeah.
Yeah. So I wonder what's gonna happen there, but I'm not ready to say bye to Lancer, but then we might have to.
Oh.
We'll see. In the meantime, we got Tokyomi fighting, what's his name? Keep forgetting, the uncle. We didn't see much of the fight, but we had a fight of ideologies and values last episode.
And let's just say that we are leaning towards the uncle.
But then we understand why Tokyomi is saying what he's saying and what he believes. It's just we don't agree with it. Even if it's his normality, this is how things are in the mage universe. We're not mages. And for us, this is fucked up. So, yeah, we kind of agree more with the uncle. And you've got also Berserker going after Gilgamesh up in the sky.
Playing Galactica.
Yes, sort of. And Gilgamesh is having a good time. He's laughing through the whole thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll get to see who we focus on this episode. Hopefully all of them, so we get to see a little bit of, of where this is going. And, maybe we deal with Lancer today.
Don't say that.
I don't want that to be true. Okay, let's jump in this episode and see what happens. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to know when these episodes come out, and check out our Patreon for the full reactions.
Okay.
Oh shit. So the timelines won't be that long then. It will play during those few minutes. We need to make it, make it clear that we need Saber's left arm to Lancer. It's a good thing there's a huge fuck, but... Run! You see this shit? You run! People are too curious! Can't we just take a part of him and cut the rest off?
I don't think that will work.
He will regenerate, but then maybe the part that we leave behind doesn't. Well, he's technically not at his best right now. He's not doing shit to him. Kariya. Does he die like this?
Looks like it. Fuck. I did not expect that.
I mean, if Yunosuke had a send-off, I don't think he's dead. You need to tell Lancer to fuck off. Oh.
じゃなくて、そうか。大事な そうだな。キャスターを消したのはお前のサーバントの仕業だな。
そうだけど。
ライダーの固有結界、あれを解除した時、中身を狙った場所に落とせるか。
ある程度せいぜい100メートルかそこらの範囲だと思うが可能なはずだ。
いいだろう。後で僕がタイミングを見計らって信号弾を打ち上げる。その真下でキャスターを解放しろ。できるな。
できる。
What are you doing, buddy?
もう一つ、その場にいるランサーに言ってやれ。セイバーの左手には帯状砲具があるとな。
You leave the rest up to him.
Didn't know what to do.
それがあんたにこたつ手があった。セーバーの左手は帯状砲具だとかなんとか。
She didn't want to say anything, you know? Like, we're talking about a fight of honor between these two. This is not a fight of honor.
だがランサー、我が剣の重さは誇りの重さだ。あなたと戦った結果の傷は誉れであっても
But it would lead to
この左手
defeat.
の大隊にイルムット・オディナの女性を得るならそれこそが万軍に値する。
なあセイバー、俺はあのキャスターが許せない。奴は諸人の絶望を是とし恐怖の電波を悦とするもの。騎士の誓いにかけてあれは看過できぬ悪だ。
ランサー、それはダメだ。
Breaking it would release it?
Maybe, but it's gonna...
That's better than killing him.
するべきは我らが報じた騎士の道。そうだろう、英霊アルトリアよ。
He destroyed one of his noble phantasm
This is huge.
for the chivalry.
Yeah.
I mean, he's true to his word. And that's good.
我が勝利の悲願を騎士王の一頭に託す。
That's really, really
頼
cool.
んだぞ、セイバー。
受け合おう。
Whoa.
And we get to see her, you know, be fully badass.
Nice. Excalibur.
Oh, magnificent. Thank you, Lancer, for not being a selfish jerk.
バラサーカーあいつ。
It's not the time. His master's just not
He's
in,
burning
in any
alive.
state, yeah. So he's just really going berserk.
雑種の分際で俺に背を向けるか。不敬な。
Oh. We surprised Gilgamesh. We fucked up
that's
his
our
ship.
first?
We
Nice.
fucked up his ship.
Oh 自覚がなくとも魂というものは本能的に優越を追い求める。お前はこの男についてのみ入り組んだ事情が見えてくるほどの調査をアサシンに強要してしまった。
He was in it for
お
himself.
前自身の無
For another person, you know.
Yeah.
Safety.
He was not in it for the pleasure. That's for... That's...
Well, he was not in it for the same goals as everyone
Yeah.
else.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, thank you. We don't know what he's doing.
Can you see that he's healing in, maybe? I hope. Maybe not.
I don't know. I don't know. Usually green is linked to healing, but
Not that smirk.
not yeah.
That smirk is not about the healing part.
Like, we usually don't care about him, but every time he just loses it and goes after Saber. We take care of Berserker. Yeah, that's good. Oh. Oh, but I think that was Gilgamesh, right? We saw.
Yeah.
He's just that pissed. you offended him. That's for my ship. Just my ship. Everyone ends up working together at the end, so that's cool. Okay, let's do this shit, Saber. Be badass. I wonder why it was important for the thing to reappear here.
Maybe to be far away from land and innocent people and bystanders.
Kiritsugu's like, fuck! Come on, honey, be amazing.
Show me what you got.
さあセイバーよ示すがいいお前の英霊としての輝きの進化この俺が
Bitch, sit down. Sit down. We don't even know if it's gonna be cool, but we have faith in her. I mean, this looks like a cool attack. Let's go.
光が
輝けるかの剣こそは過去現在未来を通じ戦場に散っていくすべてのつわものたちが今はの際に抱く悲しく尊き夢その意志を誇りと掲げその真偽を貫けと正し今上昇の王は高らかに手に取る奇跡の神明を歌う
Give me chills.
Excalibur is a pretty badass sword.
そうは
Excalibur!
This is so cool. I didn't know we could beat Ryder's Phantasm. This is so cool. Bye, bitch. I am not gonna miss you.
この光はジャンヌと共に歓喜の祝福を得た輝き
It's sort of. Jesus.
She does look like a Saber, right? Maybe in another life?
Caster's dead. Caster's dead.
We are finally done with
Oh,
him.
look at this shit.
Wow.
So basically, she's taking the will and the dreams of every warrior that died.
And strike you with it.
Yeah.
あれだけの光を見せられてもなおお前はやつを
I do wonder.
時の民草の希望を一身に引き受けたがゆえのあの
She basically carried it through because they
不思議
couldn't.
ゆえに痛々しいわそんな娘が蝶よ花よとめでられることも恋に焦がれることもなく
Never lived,
理想
basically.
などという呪いに疲れた果ての姿があれだ痛ましくて見るに耐えん
She's a tragic hero.
あれが抱いていた身に余る夢はきっと最後には抱いた当人をも焼き果たしたに違いないその散り際の洞窟の涙舐めればさぞ甘かったであろう
Don't say it like that.
You don't ruin this
貴様
shit.
とは相入れんなバビロニアの英雄を
ならばいかんとするライダーその怒り今すぐにでも武をもって示すか
それができれば痛快であろうが貴様を相手の戦となると今宵の世はいささか以上に消耗しすぎとる
Of course. You just play all night.
This is to be continued. They do have a banter going on, though. I think they don't see eye to eye, but they appreciate the company a little bit.
人の領分を超えた悲願に手を伸ばす愚か者その破滅を愛してやれるのは天上天下ただ一人このギルガメッシュを置いて他にはない
Gilgamesh.
But he appreciates her in a twisted way, you know?
This is twisted love.
我が腕に抱かれるがいいそれが俺の決定だ
So that woman, I
Don't
must...
fall for his sweet words, please.
He's like, her. I must acquire her. Everything belongs to me.
She's gonna be a beautiful treasure for my collection then.
But Gilgamesh he's fascinated with, like, despite saying that people are, you know, beneath them, mongrels and stuff, and he doesn't give a shit, he actually is fascinated with the human psyche. You know? He's fascinated with how much people can, what they can do to achieve what he believes is unachievable, because he's supposed to be the biggest, greatest, you know, the first hero, the first king, the guy who, you know, has all the treasures and stuff. Like, no one is meant to surpass him, so he really enjoys watching them try to do stuff.
And it's even better when they are broken as an entity.
Well, that's part of the thing. It's like,
that's part of the joy.
It's what we do in reactions as well. It's discussing about, you know, characters going through things, how that changes them, how it's going to affect them. We're fascinated with the character side of every show we watch. That's why we started doing reactions. I think he's kind of similarly interested in how people react to things.
Twisted to say that there is some beauty in seeing someone being living through hardship, being not broken, but in suffering, I guess, and trying to reach higher goals and to
what I will say is this. What fascinates people when we hear stories, and I'm gonna go off, you know, my opinion, because it could be different but for someone else, but what I think fascinates people when we hear stories of heroes, or when we see a battle on screen, or we see protagonists go through their hardships and overcome them, we're all only humans. There's only so much that we can overcome, you know? Our bodies have limits, our minds have limits. The human brain, the human emotions, all of that is fascinating in how surprising it can get, you know? We are constantly surprised by how much someone can do when facing adversities. Because, you know, you'll see a character like Saber who's gone through so much shit. She's got nothing to support her, yet she still does it. That's what is fascinating to me when I watch stuff like that. Like, I see a human who is weak, fragile, should technically not be able to go through this without support, yet she does it. She reaches inside of herself somehow, somewhere, she gets that motivation, and she manages to push through. This is what is fascinating. And Gilgamesh, similarly, is fascinated by the reactions of people. It's just that he is delighted at the suffering too.
Yeah.
You know? And maybe it's because suffering is what makes us human as well. You know, emotions are a thing, but we keep saying without the bad, there's no good. Suffering, emotional heartache, you know, deception, stuff like that, all these bad emotions, as well as the good emotions, are what makes us human, you know? So if he sees himself as above all of that, maybe that's if he's fascinated with what makes a person human, because he doesn't see that in himself, and this is, in a way, kind of new to him, and he enjoys watching it play out.
Well, it did say that he was enjoying watching people trying to reach their own pleasure, and it was okay, everybody is trying to obtain their own pleasure. They're in it for their own pleasure.
Yeah, they have their own motivation.
So when someone is doing something, but not for pleasure, like Saber is not saving Britain for her own pleasure.
No, a pleasure has a different meaning for everyone.
But for everyone, it's different. But you're not doing something if you're not gaining something from it.
No, you're taking pleasure as enjoying yourself. Saber wants to save her country because she feels that it's her duty, because she feels heartbroken at the idea that it was destroyed. There's something that happened when she was around that, you know, led to her believing she messed up. Like, saving her country would make her happy. That's her form of pleasure. You can't just take pleasure as one way.
No, I know there are different ways of pleasure, technically.
It's enjoyment. It's, you know, having a good time. It's what makes you happy. What would fulfill you as a human, you know? It can take many forms. And with Saber, I would assume that if her goal has some sort of selfish side to it, that's pleasure. That leads to pleasure, because this is something she wants.
I would not say that that's his name, the uncle?
Kariya?
Kariya, sorry. Kariya
His name is right there.
I did not look your notebook.
Kariya went through hell, but he's doing it to save his niece, who he loves dearly, and it would make him happy to see her reunited with her sister and her mother. He would be happy, and he would feel pleasure.
Okay. In that case, I will say that was maybe fascinating if people are willing to go through such pain and suffering to obtaining them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not everyone is willing to go through that.
No, I know. Where were you going with it? I feel like there's a second part to your sentence.
I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. So let's just go back to the main course, please.
Anyway, Gilgamesh enjoys watching. He's kind of like he's a human watching a mouse trying to get to the cheese, in a maze.
Mm-hmm.
But he knows that the room where the cheese is closed off because he went there himself. He's in the room with the cheese, and he's like, the room is closed off. You'll never reach it.
Usually, the man's gonna go.
But Gilgamesh
Gonna
can
go
reach
over it.
Gilgamesh can reach and get it.
Yeah.
It's easy, but he knows they won't ever reach that cheese. At least that's what he thinks. But he enjoys watching them try. I think he's fascinated with the determination. He's fascinated with what happens when they fail, when they realize that they are worth nothing, or when they realize that they are, so low and stuff. Maybe it's that human nature that he enjoys seeing develop and change and stuff. He's weird. I can't say I agree with him. Because it fascinates him in creepy ways, kind of like a psychologist or a scientist would, when doing his experiments. For the sake of watching it unfold, he's willing to do some crazy shit, and he enjoys seeing it in all its forms. Whereas we're like, I like to see the human psyche show itself and show its many layers and stuff like that, but I'm not saying I want to hurt people around me just to see them freak out,
I hope you don't.
No, I don't. So in any case, we look at Saber, like, he's liking her more and more, and I think it's because she's exactly what he wants to see, someone who faces adversity constantly, yet for reasons that are beyond her, despite there's a part of it that's selfish, of course, because it's her desire to get there, but it's still a desire that has been given to her as a duty. So her pleasure kind of presents itself as a selfless goal, which is weird. It's fucked up because she will never get, like, she's gonna do all of that, which in his own words, it would be, you're willing to do so much to get something selfish, something for yourself, that I can understand. But in this case, she's willing to do so much for something that
is selfless.
She won't truly connect with, So she's a tragic character in that way. And even her phantasm is is kind of sad. It's like all the people that he keeps talking about, all those people that died or gave up trying to reach that cheese, again with the analogy, try to reach that cheese and stuff, and they gave up. Yet she keeps on, she keeps with her those motivation, those goals,
all those
and
dreams.
She keeps going alone, and she will never stop. At least she's not supposed to. And he's like a spirit like this one, a spirit so motivated, a spirit that takes on other people's failures and tries to make it right, must have been delicious to witness when she crumbled in the end. And I get what he's saying, but it is twisted.
Yeah.
It's like seeing,
Yeah, it is.
kind of like in a twisted, pervert way. For example, in the DC universe, how fucked up would it be to see the biggest superhero there is, like Superman, for example, the guy who literally cannot be broken.
I think he was sometime.
He was, definitely.
I think
but
he was.
There's a reason why people, the villains and stuff like when it happens, it's something that by proxy and by the hero's actions should never happen, but when it happens, all of this crumbles, and the higher they go with their motivation, the further they'll fall.
Higher they'll fall, yeah.
Yeah. So he's a twisted perv in that way. He likes to see this happen, and it's fucked up. But I understand it.
The king of all heroes a twisted perv?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and I think you agree.
I do agree too.
But it was beautiful. The
Before
phantasm.
we talk about Lancer, I just want to talk about Kariya. Kariya. Yeah.
Yes.
And,
His name is right here.
I know.
I wrote it down.
I know. And Kirei, because that twisted smirk when he was healing him.
I'm not sure what he's doing.
Because he could maybe try to take his own hero.
But
no?
I mean, he's enjoying what he's doing right now, so he's having fun. If he is, like, at first I was like, maybe he's healing him. I don't know, maybe he's attacking the worms inside his body. I don't know, but he didn't look like he was feeling good, you know? Like, Kariya, it looked like he was hurting a lot, so...
But we know that Kirei was fascinated by him because he did not understand why he was suffering and going through all of that and not for nothing, basically. He did not understand that.
I'm not sure. Like, we can't really talk about this without knowing what he's doing, but Kirei doesn't understand why people are motivated by stuff, you know? He understands it if it's like, oh, every magus has done this before. Like, if it's a practical goal of everyone has done it before me, so I must do it.
Like to
it's
reach
just
their
a
goal,
task.
basically.
Yeah, it's a task like any other. But someone with a personal goal, like Kariya, for example, he doesn't really get it because he doesn't feel attachment to anything. So I wonder if he finds enjoyment in the idea of stopping them. You know, since he doesn't understand it, maybe he likes to see them give up, or he enjoys robbing them of their chance to get what they want, because he's like, if I can get what I want, you certainly won't, or I'd rather not have you reach it, you know?
I don't know about
It's
that.
either that or he's trying to help him, and that's where the enjoyment came from, but we both agree that Kariya was not having a good time, so I don't know.
But
I don't
maybe he's
know.
also... I don't know, but maybe he's trying to obtain the...
The servant?
Yeah.
I was wondering if he was doing that. The idea popped in my head. I did think he was gonna get Caster because, I mean, Ryunosuke died, so technically, according to what they said, he should have gotten Caster, but maybe he needs to, you know, reach for it even
Maybe.
more. If he gets Berserker, that would be interesting. We will see.
That'll be something for sure.
We will see. I kind of wish... I don't want Kariya to die like this. I think he deserves a little bit more. If Ryunosuke got a send-off, I think he deserves one too.
He deserves way more than that. At least not to just burn alive and just fall to his death.
But the thing is, I mean, we know he's not gonna win, so I'm expecting him to die soon, and we know he's not gonna win because of everything that happened with Sakura. Not only is she going through that thing as we speak, but she toughed it out a lot better than he did. So they're kind of painting it as she could survive the training and become a badass mage. You know, she could do it. She's got that potential. So if she can do it, I think they will do it. And his struggle would be for nothing.
Oh.
Unfortunately. But I really hated watching him, you know, go against Tokyomi. And Tokyomi's not doing shit. That's just how strong he is versus Kariya. I thought it was really sad. Anyway.
Okay.
Just as, like, Lancer doing the right thing with the
I'm
Noble
so
Phantasm.
glad that we did not have to kill him right
I
away
was
for
afraid
that.
too.
But it is really impressive that he
Selflessly.
thank you, decided to destroy one of his noble phantasm for the greater good.
He's a true knight.
Yep.
He's a true knight. He wants to fight for what's right. And we saw it. Like, that would have been bad for his character, I think, if he had not done it. Because, like Kirisugu said, like, we're going to test that chivalry to keep talking about. If this was all words, that would have been bad. But he actually followed through with his action, and I thought it was
know
cool.
one master who won't be happy about it, though.
No. Well, yeah. I think it would have been worse if Kenneth was still the master. I don't know about her. She's in love with him, so she might not do shit.
Yeah, but...
Yeah. Anyway, it was a good episode. The phantasm that Saber used was amazing. Even the little speech of, you know, explaining what it is felt so good. I had chills. And then the whole grand thing was amazing too. And Caster is gone, which is amazing too.
No one really believed that she was Jeanne d'Arc at first because
They look the same.
They look the same. Well, they look very, very similar.
In a twisted way, kind of, you know, he got killed by what he loved the most, I think, about Jeanne d'Arc, which is, you know, the spirit of the hero and stuff like that, you know. She was in that sword as well.
Technically, yeah.
Technically, yeah.
Oh.
She died for her principle.
Yeah.
I would assume she's in there. Her spirit.
She was beautiful, by the way.
Yeah, but she looked like Saber a lot.
But I'm
Okay.
so glad that we are finally done with Rinosuke and with Caster.
Same.
Finally.
And now we can go after everyone else that we care
So
about.
does that mean that we got the other noble command?
Command what?
We got the
Yeah, but
the
we
other
don't need
command?
it. We don't need it. Unless we have extras.
Could we have extras?
Maybe. Maybe.
That'd be nice.
I don't know if we need it.
Yeah, it's true that Kiritsugu is not really ordering us around.
Although I'd rather she has it than like
someone else.
someone else.
True.
Anyway. Okay, so this is it for episode 2. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode with us. If you want to see the episode 3 right away, it is on Patreon already. You can check it out. The link is in the description below.
And if you don't, the next one will be on YouTube next week, guys.
Yes.
So wait, I'm gonna see you next
Next week.
next week.
Bye.
Bye, guys.